Yo, welcome to Blue Whale FX, guys. Thank you for visiting the channel. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to turn on your notifications so you can stay up to date on what's going on and all the videos we dropping. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, like the title suggests, this video could literally change your life. I mean, literally, if you've been looking for a breakthrough, if you've been looking for the next best thing to invest in, if you're going through things and you just want to like level up in life or whatever, guys, watch this video to the end. We're going to go over everything and we're going to figure out some plays that can change your life forever. So, first things first, let's get into the news, right? So, on October 10th, 2025, Trump went on Twitter and did what he does best. He said it has just been learned that China has taken an extraordinarily aggressive position on trade and sending an extremely hostile letter to the world, stating that we were going to effective November 1st, remember that date, y'all, November 1st, 2025, impose large-scale export controls on virtually every product they make, and some not even made by them. This affects all countries without exception and was obviously a plan devised by them years ago. It is absolutely unheard of, and yeah, so on, so on, so on. Long story short, I feel as though China and America are in cahoots, bro, because that tweet caused the market to drop down hell of a lot and very fast. Some markets dropped about 3%, others dropped 10%, some dropped 15%. Like, I'm just talking about across the board, right? We could actually pull up the I think it was like something like 19 trillion. How much money was liquidated on October 10th? The most recent crypto market crash took many crypto investors by surprise. Notably, data shared by the Kobisi letter on a social media platform X revealed that a total of 19.5 billion was liquidated between October 10th and the 11th. So, and then there was a lot of money liquidated on the stock market as well. But now, what does that mean for us? What does that mean for the average Joe Schmo? What does that mean for a person who's trying to, grow their trading account and things like that? Well, this is a great thing, right? The last time this happened was in February. So first things first, we're going to go to US 30. So remove everything and we're just going to take this play by. Okay. So February, where we at? Right here. February of 2025. That was the beginning of our first trade war. And look what it did to the market. So boom. Market dropped by how much? Let's see. The market dropped by, let's just round it up to 19%. Almost a 20% drop, right? In a matter of 2 months. So from February to April, not even really like yeah, you could say 2 months. From February to April, price dropped 19%. That was on US 30. Let's see what happened on gold. So we're going to go to gold. I was about to say. All right, so let's find February. February. Okay, cool. Boom. So here's February right here. And then we're going to do it a little different. So we're going to go long. So this is the end of January right here. Boom. So, all right. So, and then it basically stopped in April, right? So here's April right here. So price went up 375 pips from that crash, which was a Just gonna start right here, then go up. Is this February? About a 13% increase. So let's just say this, right? US 30 tanked. It went down by almost 20%. However, gold went up, right? Now, let's look at Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin do around that time? So, let's look for February. Okay. All right, boom. So February is right here. The craziest thing, it was already going down. So, all right. So February, we're gonna start it. We're gonna start it right here. Boom. Price went all the way down here. This is this right? Hold on. Let me double check this. September, October. Bro, I don't remember. Damn. Bitcoin was 74,000 this year, and now it's at 125. Y'all know how crazy that is, bro? That's like insane, bro. That's fucking crazy, bro. All right, so Bitcoin had a almost basically a 30% drop from the last trade war. So US 30 and Bitcoin had crazy drops, right? We got a 30% drop for Bitcoin. We have a why did my computer just black out like that? Bro, I swear I hate when this shit be doing that, bro. Like they don't want me to teach y'all the game, man. It's cool. It's cool. We're just gonna open up another window and act like that didn't even happen. All right, so let me close this one. All right, so Bitcoin had a 30% drop from February to April earlier this year, and then US 30 had basically a 19% drop, right? So the question is price going to do the same exact thing that it did earlier this year? Is it going to drop that much? Is it going to drop? Is it going to go lower? Who knows? What I do know, the most stable and the safest trade that you can take at this moment in time is going to be gold, bro. And let me tell you something, right? Even if these trade wars come to a decision and they're like, all right, you know, we've come to a resolution, everything's good. I still believe gold is the safest thing to invest in right now. The reason I say that is because a lot of people are investing in AI. And what do you need in order to make AI? You need those chips, right? You need computer chips, you need fast chips, you need gold in order to create computer chips, right? You also need data. So you get what I'm saying? So on the stock side of things, companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, Apple, and so on are going to be great companies to invest in over the next couple of years, right? So back to the charts. So the plays coming up for this week. Let's look at the news. Okay, let's go to, well, tomorrow, there's not going to be much going on tomorrow. Tomorrow is like a federal holiday, so, you know. Now, Tuesday, we have, Fed chair, yo, this week is going to be crazy. If you have money, save your money. Do not trade on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm telling you this right now. Do not trade on Tuesday or Wednesday. You will lose money, more than likely. Okay, so actually, do not trade between Tuesday. Matter of fact, don't even trade this week. unless price retest a daily zone. If price comes down to a daily zone, okay, cool. Buy, hold, cool. But other than that, do not try to scalp and all that stuff like that. I feel as though you will lose money unless you're very skilled in scalping. All right, so we got the PPI and the CPI coming up this week. Unemployment claims. This is a disastrous week to trade. You will get taken advantage of. Anyways, back to the charts, right? So Bitcoin and US 30 had a very, very, very strong drop during the last trade war. So if you're investing in Bitcoin, I would say hold your money this week. Kind of play around and see what's going on. I'm sorry, not play around, but wait around and to see what's going to go on. So here we go right here, right? So let's see. Boom. Okay, technically, Bitcoin is in a correction, right? Technically, this is a correction. So if it breaks below this point, then we are in a seller's market. And price could go down to the floor, bro. What was the drop last time? I think it was like a 30-something% drop. Yeah, 30% drop, right? So if that's the case, 30% drop from here would be boom, 21, 30. So 88,000 would be a 30% drop. Okay. So be very careful with that. Guys, like I said, I'm leaning towards gold. I'm not even going to mess with US 30 or Bitcoin this week. Like, look at this. This was US 30 on Friday. Crazy drop. These are the worst type of days or trades when a candle can just engulf multiple days. That's just like so, it's frustrating as a trader, right? It took a month or weeks for price to get up to this point, all to be like eaten within a couple of days. Like, but I digress, bro. Back to gold. This is my play setup for gold. So let's see what we got going on. First, we're gonna go to the hourly time frame. The good thing is price just broke above resistance, right? We had a support level right here. Price broke below that with two or more candlesticks, and then it broke below this as well. And now we have two or more consecutive bullish candlesticks breaking above the zone, meaning that gold is going to continue to go up. This is a sign that gold is going to continue to go up. Not only did it break through, but it retests and it's bouncing off. It's stuck in between these this resistance and now this support. So one or two things are going to happen. Number one, we are going to have what's called a correction where the price comes back down here, touches this, then goes up. Number two, this retest is enough and it's just going to shoot up. But like I said, this is still a very dangerous week. Hold your money. Now, let me give you the game. So at the beginning of this video, I told you like this video could change your life. And I'm about to teach you or tell you step by step on how you can literally change your life, right? So I don't know how much money you have in your account at the moment, but what you want to do are one or two things. You want to wait for price to come back and retest on one of these areas on gold. So here's the first daily demand zone. Here's the second daily demand zone. And here is the third. Right? Now we're going to look at history and we're going to see how much did gold drop over the course of the past couple of years, right? So I'm going to back up my stuff with data. So right here, gold dropped from here to here. That's a basically 11% drop. Then gold dropped again right here. This was in 2024, October. So boom. Gold dropped right here. That's a 9% decrease. What's this? This is still 2024. Gold drop right here. I'm just showing y'all something, bro. This is over the last 5 years. That's a 12.39% drop. Oh, is this still in there? Yep. Okay, so boom. Then price dropped over here. This is in 2020. Price had a 22% drop. So the last time gold dropped 20% was in August of 2020, right? COVID times, everything like that. The economy's trying to get back stable and things like that. But from 2022 to now, price has been doing nothing but going up. You get what I'm saying? Overall, the years have ended, bullish. So the reason I say this is because we have to look at the history and see what's going on, right? Is there anything that happened previously that caused these drops? And yes, the pandemic and certain things in the world cause these things, but I'm trying to tell you guys, over the last 2 years, gold has been doing nothing but going up. And I just told you why, is because everybody is investing heavily in precious metals right now. They're very valuable, right? So all you have to do is wait for price to come back and hit one of these demand zones. You're going to wait for price to hit one of these, and then you're going to buy, and you're just going to hold it. But you're not going to you're not going to scalp. You're not going to be in it for a day or two. You're going to hold this for months, bro. If you have the patience, even possibly years. I'm telling you right now, if you hold this, and I'll just give you an example, right? Gold is projected to hit 5,000 before the end of this year. So let's say you get in at a good spot and you got $1,000 to invest. 1,000 to invest. I always recommend y'all risk about 10% of your account, 5 to 10%. So 100. Then the average stop loss is going to be 10 to 20. That's $10, right? Now, if price goes up 1,000, what's 10 times 1,000? $10,000, right? Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm giving y'all the right math. Okay, yeah. Boom. Let's say you had 2,000 to invest. So now you could do $20. Boom. Let's say you had $3,000 to invest. Now you can do $30. Boom. Let's say you had $10,000 to invest. Now it's 100. You just made 100 grand off a $10,000 investment. Now, This is, again, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. If you don't have the patience for this, don't even waste your time. This is investing in your future, right? You got to be patient. You got to take this seriously. I want to show y'all something, right? And this is going to blow your mind. I want to show you the power of investing and holding, right? So 5 years ago, for some, doesn't seem like a long time. For others, man, that was a long time ago, right? So 5 years ago, Bitcoin was at, I just want to show y'all something because this tripped me out. 5 years ago, Bitcoin was at all-time low of $4,904. I'm gonna say that again. Bitcoin was all the way down to 4,000. Matter of fact, it was at $3,864. And now, 5 years later, that's more than 10x, 20x. Bro, that's crazy. To go from 3,900 to over 100,000 in 5 years is insane. But if you had the money to invest, you could have made a shit ton of money. I'm gonna just keep it simple, right? Like, this is what we have to start doing when it comes to investing. We have to play the long game. We gotta stop trying to be greedy and gamble. A lot of you fail trading because you're gambling out here. Let me put you on game, right? No one's gonna tell you this. When you're trading, you should always have 2 to 3 accounts. You should have your swing account. This is the account where you're holding trades for a long period of time, months, years. You should have your day trading account. This is when, like, you just gradually growing, compounding your account. And then you should have your what is it called? It's like a mixture of both, right? It's like you're trying to close trades within a week type thing, not trying to get in and out before the end of the day. So it's like like a hybrid account, if you will. And then that's how you really set up your future. Now you're not putting all your money in one basket. I got my safety net right here. I got my compounding account right here. And then I'm gonna say this is more stable than this one. So we'll move the day trading account to the riskiest, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen day by day. Like, Trump could literally get on like how he did on Twitter, tweet, mess up your whole day, could blow your whole account in one day. But I'm telling y'all this, what y'all need to do, I'm giving you the game right here. I said this on October 12th, 2025. You are going to want to get in at a daily demand zone on gold. You're going to wait for price to pull back. Then you're going to wait for a break in structure, right? So, for example, look at this. Look how price pulled back. Now is breaking structure right now. You could get in right here. Right? After this candle closes, you can either get in there, or you could wait for a correction. Then you're going to hold. You're going to hold that trade, bro. Hold that trade. Because, like I said, gold is projected to hit $5,000 this year. And that's very likely. That's very likely. Even if you didn't want to wait for the 1,000, you just wanted to get it. You wanted to grab 500 pips. You can do that. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. What was this? September? So let's say, boom, right? I'll find it. All right, so this is structure, right? Structure was broken right here. I'm pretty sure if we go to the smaller time frame, we'll get some type of retest or something. Hopefully. All right, so we're gonna go. I know we're gonna see a retest on either the 1 hour to 5 minutes. Something got a retest. I was about to say, boom, a retest right here. Price broke through, retest. It's out of here. See ya. It's not always going to correct too. That's another thing. So like this, what's happening right now? We're going to fast forward to right now. Sometimes price is just going to retest and take the fuck off. It's not going to correct all the time, right? So now, how do I prepare for this? What do I do? How do I make money, right? I don't want you to be greedy. I don't want you to be overthinking and stuff. This is what I recommend you to do, right? You're going to take, let's, for example, say you have $1,000, right? This is what I recommend you to do to change your life right now. 1,000, you're going to multiply that by 20%, right? I'm sorry, you're going to multiply that by 5%. It's going to give you $50. You're going to take that 50, you're going to divide it into 4. So you're going to have 50, 50, 50, right? You're going to set yourself up for 4 trades. You're going to have best case scenario, second best, worst case scenario, and Hail Mary, right? So trade number 1 would be something like this. So after this candlestick closes right here, you might want to consider entering. So let's say this is trade 1. Right? Trade 1. Then we're going to place another trade, a market execution. We're going to wait for price to come to this level. This is trade 2. Right? Then we're going to place another trade. And this is why we draw zones. So if price comes to this line, we're going to put another trade right here. So this is trade 3. Boom. If price breaks below this zone, we're ready for the next one. Now you're gonna, if price comes to this zone, you're gonna have to be a little more proactive, right? With these two, you could just sit them there and wait, no problem, cool. But with these, you have to be a little bit more proactive. You have to wait for price to pull into this and then break structure. What you want is something like this, right? So price is coming down, higher low, higher high. I mean lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price hits this, boom, boom. And then you want a break in structure. You want price to break this structure, boom, hopefully retest, and then take the fuck off. That's what you want from this area right here. You don't want to just put a trade in right here and hope that it'll bounce off of this area, because what it will do more than likely is something like this. It'll liquidate. So it'll come all the way down here. You get what I'm saying? Boom, 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 and then it'll like break structure. So you're gonna have to be proactive around this area. But let's just say we lost our first 2 trades. We're down $100. We're down 10% of our account. Whoop-de-doo, right? Let me show you something, right? Let's say that price comes to this level. Boom. Now we're holding. Remember, we're holding this trade. Right? We're holding this trade. Boom. And we're risking $50. That's $5 per pip. Now we're in, we don't want the whole 1,000. We know that price is projected to hit 5,000 this year, but we're cool with just the 500. Boom. Now you're going to take that 5 and you're going to multiply that by 500, and that's going to give you, oh, what just happened? Damn. Okay. All right, take that 5 times 500. Boom. You just made $2,500 off of risking $50. Now, for some of y'all be like, oh, that's nothing. That's light, blah, 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 blah. But that's $2,500 that you never had before. So what are you talking about? And again, the more money you have, the more money you can make. Like with anything in life, right? Let's say that you had $10,000 to risk. Boom. So now you're making 100 times pip. Now you just made $50,000 off of. So this is what I really mean, right? If you have friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, you need to sit down with your family. You need to sit down with your girlfriend. You need to sit down with your friends and be like, yo, let's pull our money together. Let's take 10%. So that means I'm going to do the math for you. Let's take 10%, right? So everybody puts in $1,000. Let's say you got 4 friends, right? Everybody puts in 2,500. 2,500 times 4. That's $10,000. 2,500 times 10% is $250. You spend that every fucking week, every other week. Y'all go to the clubs, y'all buy sneakers, y'all do all this dumb shit. Don't make no money. But when it comes to investing, you'll be like, oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, like, you get what I'm saying? If you don't have 4 friends who can invest $2,500, you need to start finding new friends. Like, you get what I'm saying? If you can't invest that type of money yourself, you need to find a new job. I'm just being honest. So boom, 250. We're taking 250 out of the 2,500. We're not going all out. Why would we do that? That's dumb business, right? $250. Boom. Now we take the 250 and I'm sorry, we take the 50,000. Let's say we make the 50,000. We divide that by 4 people. That's 12,500 per person off of a what? Off a $2,500 investment. I just made 5 times my investment within a year, right? But y'all don't want to do stuff like that. I'm trying to put y'all on game, man. Now watch this. Watch this shit go up to what I'm telling you it's going to go up to, and you guys are going to be the same people who doubting me, who doubting everything, be like, oh, that shit ain't going to work. Oh, it's not going to work. Watch what I tell you. Watch. Oh man. But for those of you who do take this serious and are taking my words to heart, guys, I'm telling you, this could change your life. Like, seriously. And I really want to tell you this. This is what I would personally do if I had nobody, right? I had no friends, I had no family, no boyfriend, no girlfriend, whatever your situation is. This is what I would do. I would take, let's say your bills are about $3,000 a month, right? So if your bills are $3,000 a month, you know what? I'm gonna go to, what are the average? How much does the average American between the ages of 20 to 30 pay a month? How much does the average American between age 20 to 30 pay in bills per month? Let's see what it says. Ooh, sheesh. It says the average American pays between $3,863 to $5,657 in bills per month. That's crazy. OD. So let's just say 4,000. We're gonna keep it in the middle. I want you to take 30% of that. I want you to invest $1,200. If you can, I want you to invest $2,400 and stay with me. So 1,200 times 10%. Out of that 1,200, you're only gonna risk 120, right? I want you, that's account one, right? So we're gonna call this account one. I'm trying to give y'all a free game, man. I'm trying to give y'all a free game. This is for the people who have nobody. And then we're gonna do account two, right? All right, so account one, account two. If you got these type of bills, you should be able to afford investing this. But if you don't, take your credit card, go to the casino, go to the go book a cruise, go on a cruise, go to the casino on a cruise. Watch the video. You'll know what I'm talking about. But figure out some way to get $2,400. Account one, we're gonna take that 10%, 120, right? So now we're making $12 per whatever, right? So I could do the math in my head. 12 times 500. That's $6,000, right? So account one. This is how what you really should do. So account one, you probably can't handle staying in the market that long, right? So realistically, 500 I feel as though is a nice obtainable number that can really be reached. So now I just took $1,200 and turned it into $6,000 before the end of this year, right? Cool. I'm up $6,000. I could reinvest that. I could do whatever with that. I could pay some bills off, whatever, right? The next one you're going to do is you're going to long-term invest. You're going to leap trade. So this one, I feel as though you could hold this as long as you want. Let's say price goes up 1,000. Boom. Let's say the price of gold goes up 2,000. Oops. Boom. Let's say the price of gold goes up 4,000. You know what I mean? You've been holding this for a minute. Boom. Off a $1,200 investment, off of holding this trade. Eventually, I just showed you that Bitcoin was at 3,800 and something dollars 5 years ago. So if gold, that's another question. Hold on, let me answer that for you. I'm sorry. On average, how much does gold go up? Okay. On average, gold has a 3 to 5% increase monthly, right? But all I'm trying to say is 500 pips is a very 1,000 to 500 pips is a very likely thing for gold to do, especially in today's time, right? So 5 years from now, I guarantee you the price of gold is going to be double, if not triple, of what it is right now, right? So 5-year plan, right? 5-year compounding plan. Let's just say that gold goes up 5,000 pips from where it's currently at, which is about 4,053, right? So let's take our $12, multiply that by 5,000. In 5 years, we'll have made $60,000. Now that's a great investment. You could start a business with that. You could buy a new car. You could use that as a down payment for a home. You could do a lot of things with $60,000. And like I told you before, if you have more money, all you got to do is just, you know what I mean, just invest more. So that 60,000 could easily be 120,000, could easily be 240,000. You do the math. You get what I'm saying? And another thing you can do is compound your money at every level. So I'm giving y'all all types of game right now, bro. This is crazy. I hope this helps somebody out there. Somebody gotta listen, right? You could bring you what they say, lead a horse to water, can't make them drink. Boom. And we got confirmation that we're now in a bullish trend. So I'm about to place a trade actually. Hold on, give me 1 second. Man, where'd my phone go? Oh, all right, cool. All right, sorry about that, y'all. All right, boom. So I wanted to show y'all this. Compound your interest, compound your money, right? So let's say that we'll use this as an example, right? Price is going up and our area of support is all the way down here. It didn't make it to that area. Or we could use this as an example. Price is going up and then we have price do this, right? It broke below our area of support. And then we have this doji candle, which is a more times, more than likely, it is a sign that price is about to continue to go up. Boom. And that's exactly what price did. You could have hopped in right here and then continued up. But I say this to say, price is going to dip off, right? That's fine. Cool. All we have to do, I'm going to tell you this one more time. All you have to do is wait for a break in structure to the upside, then you get back in. So if price is pulling back, it's supposed to pull back. That's part of the game. It can't go up forever. You get what I'm saying? You want to wait for that retest, that correction, that signal that says, all right, price is about to continue to go up. And then you just keep compounding your money over the years. Let's say, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm saving money. I'm putting $100, $200 aside every week, every month. I'm putting that aside in an account. Once I get $1,000 or more, now I can take another position on this account. Once it gets to an area, a good correction area or a good pullback area. But I'm gonna lay this out one more time. The safest investment right now in 2025, one of the safest investments is gold. Aside from gold, we have energy companies. I didn't even mention to tell you guys that your PSENGs, your what do you call Georgia Power? Yeah, Georgia Power, like your data companies, which are Facebook, Google, Amazon, Apple. These are safe companies to invest in. Netflix, all these companies are very safe to invest in. Guys, get you some money, hold, buy and hold. You do not want to let the next 5 years of your life go by. And I just showed you in real time, Bitcoin was where 5 years ago? 5 years ago. This is still like unbelievable. Hold on. I gotta go back because, I mean, where we at? 2020. Oh, right here we go. Bitcoin was at 3,900 and something dollars 5 years ago. The power of investing and holding your money is way stronger than anything out there, right? All these companies, all these businesses are in the business to make more money year over year, right? And they've been doing a hell of a job figuring it out. If they got to lay people off, if they got to do AI, they're figuring out more like better ways to increase their wealth, right? So don't be a consumer your whole life. Invest and your life will change in the next 5 years. And guys, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. If you have any questions or concerns, man, just feel free to reach out to me. Like, I don't have a group yet, but you know, maybe one day in the future. I'm just giving free game right now. So, but yeah, man, invest in gold. I'm strong on gold right now. And if you don't know, we are doing a $100 to $1,000 trade challenge for all my brokies out there. I'm just playing. Y'all not broke. Y'all just, transitioning, evolving. You're going through the phases. But we are doing $100 to $1,000 challenge where we take $100 and build it to 1,000. I'm currently at $200. My goal is to get to 1,000 before the end of the month. And this is great for those of you who are overwhelmed with bills. You may have kids, you may have a lot of responsibilities, and you don't have $1,000 to invest. Okay, cool. We're gonna turn that 100 into 1,000, and then you have no excuses once you get that 1,000. Okay, and that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.